However, today we have something exciting to unbox. So let's check it out. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Blake Shelley. I don't normally like to do unboxing because, to be honest, no one wants to see me with scissors or a knife in my hand. It's not a pretty sight. However, today I have something pretty special. It's an Xbox adaptive controller, and I've heard that Microsoft has made everything accessible right down to the packaging. So let's switch over to my above view and we'll see what's going on. As you can see, the boxes and size they have a large link that allows people with disabilities to play without any trouble. I'm not sure that you can see that it's right here. So let's pull it off and see what it's like. That was probably the easiest box I've ever opened. Kudos to myself. So I have this real good that is control off. It is very easy to open for someone with limited mobility. So we can just slide off. Sorry for all the banging, but it's part of my life. No way around. So I showed about that my assistant. And so here's what the box looks like. And as you can see, the tab is held down, but held down by tape with on the slit like the top was that pretty easy. Daily best. We don't want to help you to set it down. So you let's put a tab on the so that you can get pulled. So let's see how it works. That was very easy. So you just pull up like this, and inside they have another loop where you can pull out the instructions as well as the the adaptive controller itself. simply put the good into the doable. Someone put it aside for a minute and we'll look at that. And you can that another roof. So you can put out the power cord or set that over there for now. Let move that all that in that box. So let's move that out the way and talk a little bit about this. So as I mentioned in my last video, my controller quit on me over the weekend, and so instead of paying $600 for a new one that I couldn't fix, I decided to go with the Xbox adaptive controller to help me make my own custom setup as well um, as allow myself to replace parts as I knew. I like the idea of if I have a short cable, I can then just replace that switch or that cord and not the entire setup. So on here we have the Xbox button to stand it on Xbox controller. You have the multi-window button. I never understood what it was or what they call it, so we'll go with that for now. Then you have the menu button or start button. And then another button down here. I'm not sure what this is. I'm going to have to play with that and figure it out. And I'll tell you in my review of the product. And then over here, you got a fairly large D-pad with it's short for directional pad. It is to gaming, and it has a really nice feel. You really know when you're cutting the keys. And then on top here, you have two big clicking buttons. You can do for A and B, but I believe that you can configure differently in the Xbox, essentially just like the other regular controller. On the back side, it has mounting holes to mount onto chairs and other tripods and other adaptive mounts. And then here's where the mattress happens. So you can see that on the back the 19 what looked like headphone jack. But there are 13.5 millimeter jacks, like what you would use for headphones. But those are also used for a standard switch. Like they both have the 2.5 millimeter jack on them. And this is what I believe is called a jelly bean switch. I used it with my own controller as a foot pedal. You can plug it into any of the back ports and they will act as that button. This is a switch that is pretty cool. It's called a bike switch. You can put it in your mouth and you can, every time you back down, it activates a button. It's really cool for games like Call of Duty and Division, any other first-person shooter game where that are the right trigger or the right trigger is hard to hold down. You can just back down to shoot. So that's what I used it for in the past. One other thing that the device has is two USB ports, one on either side of the controller to hook up things like joystick and other peripherals. And then it also has a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack that will export audio to your headset. I'm really looking forward to setting it up with my Xbox this week and playing with it, and I'll let you know how I like it in my review, which will be out in a week or two. Until then, please drop a like down in the video if it was helpful. Subscribe, and if you use this controller, let me know your tips and tricks in the comments below. Until next time, take care of yourself and others. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please take a minute to like the video and subscribe to my channel, as well as hit the bell icon so that you can be notified